Lawin Media Network.
Bringing to you the most relevant content across all platforms.
Business, legal, politics, health, lifestyle, and entertainment.
Your source for all the news and updates in the greater Houston community from Texas and all over the world.
Get informed and empowered with Lawin Media Network.
Good evening and welcome to episode 3 of the Biz Talk, brought to you by the Philippine American Chamber of Commerce, Greater Houston Region, and produced by Lawin Media Network. My name is Bobby Reyes, and our regular host, Tess Tuazon, is on assignment in California this week. So today I have our state president of PACCTX, Attorney Eileen Dizon, who is here to help me with the show tonight. Good evening.
Good evening, Bobby. Good evening, Texas. Good evening, Houston, and good morning, Philippines. I am so glad to be here again in the Biz Talk after a long time.
Yeah, 2 episodes.
But aren't you glad that the Biz Talk is back? I'm always looking forward to the comeback of the Biz Talk.
And I don't know if you've noticed, but we've changed our platform or format. We talked about this in a pre-show, was it 2 episodes ago? Instead of doing a podcast or a streaming show, what we're doing is we're doing our shows live and in person. So our guests on the show will always be with us. And so if you notice, we've also changed venues every single episode. So we're hoping to keep this going to eventually go to the different places, the different businesses that are chamber members own and operate, so we can see them. We already do something similar anyway. It's Biz Stops.
Yes.
So I'm sure we're going to continue doing the Biz Stops, which is one Sunday we go to about 2 or 3 different businesses, and essentially meet them, see them where they do their work, do their businesses, and taste the food as well.
I really love doing that because we get a chance to experience their business, meet the owners, we talk to them, chat with them, and they share their stories and struggles and successes, of course, and we get to taste the food.
Of course. Kaya lang tataba tayo.
Kaya nga kami tumataba eh. So, well, that's life, Bobby.
Yeah, but to start the show, we are going to go through a few of the activities that the chamber has gone through. And I know Margarita Trong, our region chair, talked about this at your show last night.
That's right. Yes, yesterday. Last night we had the PACCTX Connect, which is the podcast of the chamber, the Filipino American Chamber of Commerce of Texas, where the 5 regional chambers are represented.
Right. And I read her list. I heard what she said. I don't know how she finds the energy to attend all of these events.
She's amazing. She's amazing.
Yeah, so
she's amazing.
Just to give you an idea what our chamber does on a weekly basis, I'm not going to say daily. We had the 2025 Community Safety and Business Symposium sponsored by the Texas Safety and Business Alliance. This was on May 23, 2025. On all of these events, our chamber is always represented. If not by our region chair, our board of directors are also attending these events.
And members also.
And members. We also had the Asian Chamber of Commerce networking event celebrating Asian Pacific American Heritage Month on May 21st. And it was well attended. And because May is Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. It's a new
Native
name.
Hawaiian.
Oh, there's Native Hawaiian now.
So Asian Pacific, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander.
Okay. And so what we have on screen, this is actually the gala for the Greater Houston Area Asian Law Enforcement Officers appreciation gala, which was on May 30th. And on screen is our very energetic region chair, Margarita Trong. She attended and represented their chamber.
That's right. And
And
this
so-
is part of the event.
Yes, and these are some of the members. And I think that guy spoke to our chamber on surviving an active shooter.
Oh, it
I
was him.
think it
That's
was
right.
him.
Yes.
So
That was a
You
speaker
remember?
series. Yes.
Yeah, it was a speaker series. And so if you want to join us, if you can send us a comment, or you can send us a private message on our Facebook page.
That's
Also,
right.
during the show, you can also leave comments because this is broadcast on Facebook, YouTube.
That's right, Bobby. So the Biz Talk is live every first and
Third.
Thursday of the month at
Yes.
7 o'clock p.m. Central Time here, and that'll be 8 o'clock a.m. Friday morning in the Philippines,
Yes.
right? First and third, and of course we are live on Lawin Media Network Facebook page and YouTube channel. But if you missed the live show, go to YouTube channel of Lawin Media Network where you can watch the recorded live shows. And if you miss the live shows and you just want to listen to us, we are also available over 15 podcasts like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and iHeartRadio, and many more.
Oh no, we're going to be overexposed.
No, we are
No, I'm
actually,
kidding.
because we're sharing this information because basically we want to inspire our kababayans there, that although it may not start, really well, like you're not successful at, overnight. There are some struggles, but there are stories that will inspire you, that you will think that if they can do it, you can do it too.
Mhm. Yeah, it takes dedication, but let's not reveal too much
Yes.
of what's coming up, because our guests tonight have a very inspiring story, and so we're hoping to dig deep, not too
Definitely.
deep.
Not
but
too deep.
We'll see what
A
we can
little
find out,
only.
because we will find out what makes a business tick and how they went about doing it. And so we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we will introduce our guests.
All right, stick
In a
around.
world filled with fleeting moments, there's beauty waiting to be captured. My name is Christian, and I specialize in immortalizing your most precious memories. From elegant weddings to vibrant events and timeless portraits, I'm here to make every moment unforgettable. Let me tell your story through the lens. Contact me today and let's create magic together.
Hello sa mga kababayan natin dyan sa Texas. Meron po kaming show ni Desa sa June 14 sa Gaylord Texan and Convention Center. So dun po sa mga bibili ng tickets, lalagay ko po dyan sa ating caption. So magkita-kita po tayo with Desa sa June 14 dyan po sa Texas. See you!
And we are back, and we have two very special guests with us tonight, and we'd like to introduce them. They are MJ and Jeff Osmeña, the owners of KAPE TAYO. Welcome to the show.
Thank
Yes,
you.
welcome.
Thank you
Yes.
so much. Thank you so much. First of all, I would like to greet all our viewers. Happy Thursday night, good evening, and good morning in the Philippines. We are really so grateful and so honored to be here, to be invited in this Biz Talk. And hopefully, it's going to be an inspiring night tonight.
It is going to be inspiring because you're here.
That's right.
We know your
Yes.
story, but we'd like to share it. So to start, tell us, what is KAPE TAYO?
So KAPE TAYO in 2023, a year and 7 months ago, my husband and I, we were doing side hustles with Ayala Land. It first, Ayala Land International has really played a great role in also in conceptualizing the business. We were hustling, me and my husband. We were in our vacation at the same time. It was pleasure and business at the same time in Colorado. And then we, through the Chamber of Commerce, we were connected. We participated in an event. So we marketed Ayala Land, and at that event, a marketing event, we met the supplier of the coffee. And so he was not a Filipino. He was he's an American. And so we were like inspired by that, because at first sight of the Philippine coffee, to be honest with you, I haven't heard, like, I've heard there's Philippine coffee, but I haven't really actually seen it packaged and here in the United States. And it's so inspiring when someone, not a Filipino, was marketing, and we were talking to him, and then he was saying his marketing, and then we got to know his story. And he said he got the supply from Davao in Mount Apo. He met the coffee farm growers, and that's where it started. And then when my husband and I said my husband and I was really inspired with that story, with that connection. And so he said, Mom, like, I know you've been always wanting to have a business of our own. I know with Ayala Land and with other side hustles that we're doing, it's not really our very own, our family owned, but we've been really wanting to have our own. And so my husband, I told my husband, if we're going to open our own family business, there's two top things I really want. And the first one will be, I want to do something that a business that is not just getting money from people, from the customers, but I really want to have a business that is able to give back. I've been seeing all my life, I know there's a lot of philanthropists out there, but businesses, I've been moved, and I come from humble beginnings, and I know how it is without almost nothing, or very humble beginnings. And so I really want in my life to really help and give back. And that is really innate in me. And even in business, I believe that business is not just about making money, but it's also making a difference. And the Lord has blessed you with that business because He is just using you for a purpose greater than ours. And that purpose is to make money, not for us to be rich, but to help other people because of our business in a lot of different ways. So I did, when I told my husband, first, a business that helps other people and is able to give back and not just get money from the customers. And second, I want to do a business that is different or unique, that not other Filipino businesses in Houston or in Texas or in the United States has done it. And so when that happened, when we saw that coffee, we were like, oh, this will be a good business, because we're able to help and give back, and in a way make this small coffee farmers grow and be sustainable. At the same time, we are marketing a product that I know a lot of us love coffee, and it's
that's actually a question to you. Are you a coffee lover?
Yes, I am.
Do you drink coffee a lot the whole day?
Yes. So I am a coffee lover. I'm a nurse, so I work night shifts. So all those years, when we get the middle of the night, we get so sleepy. We need a boost of energy, and coffee is really, for the nurses, a partner at nighttime. And so my husband and I, we brought the coffee over here in Houston, and first we let it we joined an event and we let them try it. So,
I remember that.
Yes.
It's
so it's a big,
event.
So we brewed the coffee, and then we let them taste it for free, just to see how the market responds and their feedback of the coffee. And so we haven't decided on a name yet on that business, but that was just for us to test, if the people would love the coffee. And so they did. Our 2 towers were gone in how many, just less than an hour. People are like, can I have coffee? Can I have coffee? So we were like, oh, wow, so we were into that, and then we went to the church thing
Yeah.
where we had the free coffee, we already had the name. So when I was where the KAPE TAYO
Wait,
name,
how did you
so
come up
how
with
did
the
we
KAPE
how did we
TAYO?
come up with the KAPE TAYO?
Yeah, that's
So
our idea.
It's her
um,
idea. What is your idea, Jeffrey?
he has a lot of ideas, but the KAPE TAYO, well, I was looking for a name. I want to make it really authentic and really original and really raw. I don't want because we are marketing Philippine product. I want a name that really would be very, very that the Filipinos can relate. And so I want also a name or a brand that is welcoming and inviting, and that invites people to come not just to enjoy the coffee, but to enjoy whatever establishment and our experience they will have in our cafe. So at that time, I didn't even know yet that there's other KAPE TAYOs in the Philippines.
There are?
So
Yeah,
it just
that's the
yes,
name.
and so it just
Yeah, because
it
KAPE
just
TAYO is
Yes.
kind of common.
yeah,
That's
so
why I told
it just
her,
came in.
why you have to name it KAPE TAYO? It looks like common. Why not name it like a cafe for American setting? But
So-
she just-
KAPE TAYO.
Yeah. I said, no,
So in the
just have-
beginning, I said I never knew about that until I googled and I searched, and so but I've told my husband I want it KAPE TAYO. I even told my son about it. KAPE TAYO in Filipino, it means let's have coffee.
Yeah, I know.
It is a warm and
English.
welcoming
Right.
invitation
Yeah.
for each and every one of you who comes to a Filipino house or even in any house in this world. We offer them beverage, our guests, to the guests, and then we ask them, do you want some coffee, water? But it's just being hospitable.
Right.
And I think I want, the brand and the business to be branded with that KAPE TAYO, because that's really what I want in our business and our cafes and whatever we will accomplish in the future, to be welcoming and inviting once you go into our cafe. And so that's why it's KAPE TAYO. But then when we and then there's a tagline, it says,
Oh, there
where
is?
every cup has a story,
Yeah.
every
I-
sip a
oh,
taste of home.
Yeah.
So
think
I
that
added-
makes it different from the
Yes,
others
so
because of
that's
the
yes, the
tagline.
tagline. I included the
Say that again.
tagline.
Say again,
Where
say
every
again.
cup has a story, every sip a taste of home. Because I
I have to
know
remember
this
that.
I
coffee.
didn't know that.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's even
It's
on
in the
our
bottom.
brand in the
Yeah.
logo.
Yeah.
And so I
There are-
added
there
the
are many
tagline.
people that I've been asking about it. What's the meaning of it? And she can answer me.
What, you mean the KAPE TAYO?
Yes, the
underneath.
capital.
Oh.
And so
Underneath.
we're
Bobby has a question.
No, so tell us the story where you started first, your first location.
That's
okay.
How did that
So
happen?
the
and
first
then-
location, so now we have the name,
right?
and then that's how I found out that there's other KAPE TAYOs in the Philippines, because when I googled, when you apply for a business name
Mhm.
here in the United States, you have to make sure that there's no other business
right.
with the same
Mhm.
name, because then
But
when you
even if-
apply
even-
for the
even if it's in
licensing,
the Philippines.
Wait, it's in the Philippines.
no, it's in the
It has
Philippines.
to be here.
The United States,
Because you have to,
yeah.
you have when you register, you
Yes.
have to show that there's
There's
no business
no-
that exists like
yes.
that. Otherwise, you can't register.
You can't
Okay,
register with
okay.
that name.
So that means you're the only one.
So then
who has
when
that
I
land here.
researched, we partnered with this business, a company in the United States that helps small businesses, and it's really legit. And then they will guide us with the licensing and how we
Yeah.
get the LLC
Registered.
registration. So that's part of the process where you have to have a name that doesn't have
That's correct.
so that's how we found out that there's no other KAPE TAYO in the United States, and that's how I found out that there's other KAPE TAYOs in the Philippines. So I told my husband about it, and he said, why not name it something else? I said, no, this is what first came
So
to
where's
my
the first
mind.
location again?
So the first location was in the Vietoa food court.
Yeah.
So we were
That's where we
in-
went.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
Lawin
when we
used to
went.
broadcast
Yeah.
there before.
Yes.
So yes.
So the first location was at Vietoa food court, and we were in a small kiosk. So I'm talking about the kiosk because we were told we can have it in that corner. In the very beginning, we were so, let's say, we were very fresh into the business. I'm a nurse. My husband is an engineer. This is all like a process and a work of research and really looking into and digging up how you start a business in the United States. And so, of course, it's a learning process. And then we don't have anybody like personally who's teaching us like you need to do this.
So you
that
start
one, or
from
just-
the
you start
scratch.
from the
Yeah.
Like
scratch,
self-learn.
like surf learn,
Yeah.
and then so we did it there, and then after that we moved into a stall, and then of course
Is it gonna
from
be
a
the same
kiosk,
building?
the same building. So from the stall, from the kiosk, like a small kiosk with a desk and a coffee, just like you see in the malls.
Mhm.
Then we had our own stall.
So you
That-
expanded right away.
in 2 months.
In
Not
2
too
months,
much.
look at that.
Yeah.
In 2
That's
months.
because a lot of people,
Yes.
Filipinos, are coffee lovers. Like,
But it's not just Filipinos. I know that
Yes,
You have a- yes,
yes.
non-Filipino.
Non-
Now,
Filipinos,
before with
yeah.
that, you remember I was carrying the thermos.
Yeah.
What are
Because you
doing?
always start out moving
Jumping around, let the
Yes.
people taste the coffee.
Yes.
So when
taste
you
the
move,
coffee.
when you
Yeah.
move to the puesto mismo, right? The
Yes.
store.
Yeah, and then you started the buffet, the Sunday buffet.
Yes,
So you did
before
not serve
that.
only
So
coffee.
we started first with coffee, and then
Coffee.
there's a story because then next, I really have, when we did the launching, October 2023, it is really, if we go back into the videos during the launching, the Consul General was there. And I
It's on
really,
your Facebook too. So
Yes,
you can see.
and so we already have a mission. My mission is really clear, to help and give back, and our vision is to really have to be the Filipino version of Starbucks. And I know it sounds ambitious, but I really believe it in my heart and in my mind. And
No,
I really believe it
you're
one
not-
day.
you're-
Hopefully, we'll get
But I
there.
know you're not going to be Starbucks because you have heart.
Yeah.
That's right. Wait, so claim it na. You have to
Yeah.
claim
No,
it.
right.
Sabi nila.
So we have to take a break. Let's
Yes.
hold the thought, and we will continue after a few. Is it a minute? Minute.
Oh,
See you soon.
Thank you.
Stay around.
Join us for a captivating new series where Lawin sits down with the trailblazers of the music and entertainment world. Discover the stories behind the faces and voices that shape our culture and community.
We will bring you exclusive interviews with industry legends and rising stars. Behind the scenes insights and get a peek into the creative processes and personal journeys. Artists and performers and their upcoming shows and events.
Stay tuned for more updates and sneak peeks. Follow us on social media and subscribe to our channel.
And we're back.
Yes, we're back here in the Biz Talk, and we still have our guests, KAPE TAYO, MJ, and Jeffrey. And
Yeah, and let's see if we have any comments and or questions that we can answer.
that's from Jewel Bacani. She says, watching from Tarlac, Philippines. Hi, Jewel.
Hi, Joel. I wish I knew how to speak Tarlac, but
It's
you know,
Ilocano, I think.
no, Tarlac is a different language.
Oh,
I
okay.
think. But
Oh,
okay.
you read that one, kind of long.
Okay, I think we know who this person is. Orly Dizon. In what ways has the GHR Chamber of Commerce supported KAPE TAYO in growing or expanding your business?
Okay, we're gonna ask MJ or Jeffrey, how did we help? How did the chamber become part of your growth?
But we also gave them an award in the first year of
That's
their
right.
existence.
So
Yeah.
that's why let's hear
Yeah,
from
just
them.
go ahead.
Yeah, it's an honor to be here with Ms. Lawin Network. It's an honor to be speaking our dreams to come true in the future about my wife's vision, helping
Your
others
vision.
get back to our small business. It started with just a small side hustle venture until we end up going up to KAPE TAYO. But other than that, we're really thankful for the support of the chamber here in Houston for expanding our growth in our business. They were helping us in promoting our business despite of some difficulties in our business, but they are there always with us to promote us or help us. And what else I need to say?
So I would like to add, so the Philippine Chamber of Commerce Greater Houston has helped us in a lot of ways. It has been instrumental to the growth of KAPE TAYO, and I'm really proud to share it with you. When I mentioned earlier about the kiosk where we first started, a small desk or for the coffee, that's where we first met the Chamber of Commerce. And then we were totally, when you're a nurse, me and my husband were just workhouse, like, family oriented. We haven't even met a Filipino businessman or we've spoken with or really networked with. So that's our first encounter with the Chamber of Commerce, when there was a Filipino event marketing also and supporting small businesses.
And then you know how we found out? We saw your Facebook page and we said, it's a new business, let's go meet them. And
but
that's what we do.
We already knew
Right, but-
MJ and Jeffrey because of the
the
Ayala.
yeah.
Because I remember we had the night market
Right.
at that time. That's when we
Yeah.
first met. That's what we
Yes.
knew.
Yeah.
So we had some conversation. We introduced
Yes.
the chamber. That was the
Yes.
chamber's event.
Yes.
And then I'm actually surprised when they ventured into coffee. It's like, wow, coffee. Filipino
Right.
coffee,
Yeah.
diba? So
Well,
So
but- yeah,
the
yeah,
chamber,
go
I want to
Go
add,
ahead.
excuse me.
Yes.
So I want to add, so the Chamber of Commerce really, when I first met Attorney Dison, it was also in a marketing event, a business event, and then she encouraged me to be a member of the chamber, and up to this day I didn't regret, because being a member of the Chamber of Commerce has a lot of it has solidified their assistance and also their support. And so we have been through the Chamber of Commerce, we were invited to an event, a big event, a business marketing event that has connected us to other business networks. And in business, that is really very important. So it is true, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go, what was the last if you want to go further, you go with others.
That's
so
right.
we cannot have a business just on our own, but it's a period of connections. And so that has led to another connection, and that has helped us also with the promotion and marketing. And so we are grateful. Even now, Margarita Trong, the president, she would always send me an invitation, even if it's a Vietnamese, Thailand marketing
so she
events.
would connect you
Yeah.
to
She
different
would, and
events.
that's how we feel. I feel that's how we feel, that it's not all loud. They may not be so loud with their support, but sometimes those silent support it's very impactful. And I really appreciate them. We will not, KAPE TAYO will not forget the contribution of Chamber of Commerce.
Well,
Yes.
we want to promote. We always promote Filipino businesses because that's what we want to do. But not just among Filipinos, because this is a global economy now. We can't just cater to the same
Yes.
people. So that's why we put businesses like yours in touch with other cultures, so they can
Right.
know about Philippine coffee. Because I remember an article saying, I forget the name of the young man, but he won an award for Philippine coffee. He was able to enter a contest. I think it was in Europe, but we can dig it up. But I was just so surprised. And the coffee is from the Mountain Province. So you're actually in
Yours
in a
coming
good spot.
from
So our
the
coffee
South,
comes from our first coffee sourcing out with the farmers in Mount Apo in Davao.
And they're small farmers, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
and then
that's
the
my
reason
point.
why the tagline comes from that is that it says, where every cup has a story, every sip a taste of home, because the coffee where it came from, it is the farmers. They are the tribes, the minorities in Davao. And in coffee, I would like to share a fun fact or trivia. So when you buy a coffee, and then in the packaging, it is a requirement in the United States when we do packaging that we put the MSL meters above sea level.
Mhm.
And in coffee, if the coffee is grown above 1,500 square meters, that means it is a good coffee. and that's
So
how
we
they
should
do
check
the
the
grading.
label.
So like ours, the Davao coffee is like 1600. So it is really on the an elevated a high elevation, and it can only be harvested with these coffee farmers, the minorities, the tribes in Mount Apo, through a donkey. And so there's a certain part, so it is not easy. And that's why, when we did that and then we went back and heard their feedback and the joy that they felt that they're able, when we were in the Philippines back home when I was a little child, I always see about America, and it has not been a dream yet. But then every time we see anything American, we were like, oh, how we wish we are in America, or But so imagine these minorities and then these small coffee farmers who are toiling each day and climbing those mountains and carrying those heavy loads of coffee. And then when they see their coffee has reached Houston, has gone to the consulate general office, and it has been in KAPE TAYO, they really were very, very very heartwarming for them to really feel, and the sense of pride for what they have accomplished, that their coffee has gone to Houston.
That's right.
So it's really
But
for us
overseas.
and overseas. And so, it's that alone made us more it made us more inspired to do more for them, because we feel like, that's when I always say this is really the decision that is meant to be. And this is what I wanted to make other people feel, to make it happy, and with what they've done or doing, and to make a difference in any little way we can, because I believe that's what life is. It's not only in business.
Also that every other nationality, when they drink our coffee, when they taste it, you feel
You're
joy,
proud.
you feel amazed that your coffee tastes so good.
Yeah, of
Tastes
course,
than
you feel
Starbucks,
proud of
right.
our own
Yes.
homegrown
But
coffee.
imagine there's a lot of competition of coffee from every
Definitely.
other parts of the world, and there was one time that there are two different nationality from Europe that they say, oh, your coffee is different from other coffee that I taste.
Yeah.
So you feel like, oh wow, you feel like something like, you're proud of the Philippine coffee that we have.
Yeah, and I think we had this discussion before where, okay, granted, coffee beans, let's say most of the coffee beans are Arabica.
Right.
And so almost all the countries all over the world have Arabica beans.
Yes.
But what makes it different where they're grown, like you just said,
It's true.
it depends on the climate, depends on the elevation.
All right.
And for some reason, we're lucky that the Philippine coffee is good. We just need to start introducing it more, promoting it,
and marketing.
because there is a market for it. But the thing is, what's holding us back right now is, like you were saying, it's the quantity of production that we're able to do. But because of business owners like you, we can have them improve their farms and even increase their production.
Right.
That's
So,
right.
like you said, it's giving back.
Yes.
I guess the term is paying it forward.
Paying it forward.
I think it's more of like helping them
be sustainable.
grow as you grow.
Yes,
So
Right.
they grow as
We
you grow.
Right.
Yes.
And now, so every time you drink a cup of coffee, think about the story of the farmers who
Yes.
are actually growing them.
Right.
So that's why you said there's a story in
For every
cup.
cup, there is a
Right.
story.
There's for every cup there is a story. So now we want to know the
So
So
story.
now the story is
Yeah,
a
we
good
want to know your
segue.
story.
Yeah, okay. So
I'll have my husband.
okay.
Are you
tell
sure?
our story.
No,
It's very.
because it's a very interesting story. You're both professionals. You're an engineer. You're a nurse, and yet you're successful business owners. And that is not a common. What do we
Common-
call it?
A
It is not very
route.
common.
Yeah. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So,
I know there are some struggles, but you can talk about
but
that
let's
later.
talk about you first.
Back up muna tayo.
Yes.
Back up.
Yeah.
Story muna.
Tell us about your backgrounds, your whatever you want to tell.
Okay.
Whatever you want to tell everybody about you
Yeah.
personally, maybe how you met.
Yeah.
And
No.
So back in the Philippines,
Yeah.
My husband will tell the truth.
wait ka muna, we don't have the whole time, ha? Baka mahaba yung story.
So anyway, back then, way back in the year 2003,
Buti na lang,
Buti na lang.
before I met my wife MJ. Prior to that, probably to think that I have experience about business. Before I met her, I worked in a relative who is growing a business. So I have some a little bit background because I managed this business at a young age of 21, 22. It put me into running a business. It's so big that I have to handle all the management. So from then on, even my skills was able to develop. But after I left the company, I met her, and we met her through our relatives. It's a story. It's like a coffee as sip of has a story of you
I
can
heard a
relate.
story, kaya kinikilig ako.
Yeah,
Say, go
so
ahead. How
I
heard it
met.
before?
She has a previous story of her own. I have a story of my own. She almost got to engage with somebody. I almost have many years relationship with somebody
Sungitan ka
else,
dyan.
and even me, I thought that would be her, and maybe she also thought that would be him. So our story probably has something to do with our future now comes to this point. Even me, I question my story meeting her, and why do we met? And even though we have a gap of years, and she was a classmate of my sister. So my cousin, I usually visit my cousin back in one of the town in the Philippines, and she always go down there for an event because she do some events, wedding event, whatever. So my cousin called me that, oh, I need you to meet a woman. She's so amazing and all of these qualities. But I said, oh, there are a lot of women I met everywhere, so it's all amazing in a way. But she's been so very so pushing on me, keep calling me, texting me. Even in the early morning, I was just still sleeping. So I finally decided to come down and visit and see her and met her.
Pagbigyan ko na nga,
Yes,
ganon.
yes. So from then on, we're just like, casual friend. We meet each other and then we texting each other and what happened. And to make the story short, we come up to sweet memories, and we decided to probably
Tayo na, ganon.
no, we
Tayo
just
na.
like think that if we are, but at the first he was not really interested in me. She don't even
Is that
like
true?
me.
You're
Yeah.
not interested
It's
at
true.
all?
She don't
It's
like me.
true?
She don't
It's
interested
really
me.
true. But
Right.
yeah.
And I said, in my years, in my life, in my college life, I always been attracted to women. But I don't know what's wrong with you. I admit
I told you there's a
yeah, but she's
story
very
behind
but so
that.
what happened? We just it took me a while to convince her to get to accept me, but I guess of my consistency and
perseverance.
persevering to get it to her, and finally probably she was thinking over and decided to come into our way to meet each other, and but the our story was so quick. We just it's like a soulmate, because I have years in my relationship. I did not even have my mindset to settle on a woman, and she is about to get to settle with somebody else. But I believe that there's a soulmate.
So do you think this?
Determination.
So this is a sample, an example of there is a second chance.
Right, I think so.
Second
Yeah,
chance.
yes.
Right, diba?
Yeah.
Oh.
So
So if it fails in the
yes,
past,
right.
there's a
Yes.
second chance.
Yes.
And before, it is really true what my husband said, that in the beginning I'm not really interested in him. I
Right.
even pushed him away several
Yes.
times, but because of her persistence, because my husband and I, we really are totally opposite personalities, and then very totally different also ones and
They said
likes.
that's
So we're
good-
just
that's
like
what's
a
gonna
cat
work.
and we're like a cat and dog.
Yeah.
So, but then they say opposites attract. But then no, I'm speaking now that we get into the business. Now we realize that there is, I believe it is really our destiny to be together, because our differences now have come up into, we have something in common now.
You complete each
We
other.
complete
Yeah.
each other, and so he
I
has
think
his
it's a
own
cliche,
skill.
but it's true.
It is true, and so
Just
he is-
imagine if you're the same all the time.
Yes,
diba? All
and
the
so
time.
there's most of the time, most of the areas and avenues we disagree, but there is one thing that really we agree, and that is really in this business. And so that really, now that we are on it, we realized, oh my, and then now I realized my husband was his persistence really has, even up to the business, that is really one really value that we really need.
Yeah,
to
so you
succeed
started in the Philippines, and then
and
now
then we migrated over
yeah.
here.
So what brought you here in Houston?
Right.
Adara?
So I from the Philippines, I was a nurse, and then I came. We migrated to the United States in 2004, and we were married. We got married in the Philippines and came over here and worked as a nurse. And he worked also with this profession for a while until we have our son Vincent. And then my husband really he really wanted to take care of Vincent. From birth, up to 8 years old. So he was really taking care of
So
him.
you did not
No.
bring him to
Yeah.
child
No
care
child
facility?
care.
I
'Cause
just-
we-
So hands-on
Hands
talaga.
on,
I'll do
yeah.
hands-on.
So that's why he's
house
very
care.
close to our son. And so the bond between them is really very inspiring too. And so I have grown and have stepped up the ladder from being bedside nurse, and then I became a charge nurse, and then a nurse administrator, and then a nurse manager. And then because of the job, that's the reason why we moved to Houston. We came from South Texas in McAllen, and because of the promotion into being a nurse administrator, that's why we ended up in Pearland at HCA Pearland. And that's how we moved. That's our story, moving to Houston.
It's because of a job.
A job.
Because of a job.
He's the one
That's
brought
true
us to Houston.
Well, because Houston has the largest medical center in the world, and I think that's true with a lot of people. But there's a lot of Filipinos in the
Yeah.
medical center.
Yes.
But let's take another break. When we come back, let's talk about KAPE TAYO 2 and how it's going.
Post your comments, your shout outs, and we'll read them when we come back
Yes.
after the short break. See ya.
And we are back.
Yes,
And so,
we are back.
Yeah, we're here with Eileen Dizon, MJ, and Jeff Osmeña. We're talking about KAPE TAYO. And now at this point, let's talk about your newest location,
Part 2.
Part 2.
Let's go back to KAPE TAYO story, huh?
Yes.
So now they have expanded. They now have a second restaurant store, cafe that they want to share with us.
And something that I thought was very interesting, you cook.
Yeah.
So you cook talaga.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
So tell us.
So to make the story about the KAPE TAYO 2, and I decided to came across with that. I was searching for like a fast location, or have high traffic location. So I was searching, and I come out to find that location, and there was an existing location, and I met the woman, the current owner of that locations, the restaurant, and I told her, but she's leaving and she's trying to sell all her items, all her equipment. But I said, do you not really interested keeping it, and we will just partner? She was
Just relocating.
she's thinking about it, but later on she said she decided to relocate and get it to me. I said, okay. So she helped me going to the owner and the building owner and the broker for that location. The first thing I was looking to that location because it's a very interesting place. It's inside the building. I know some people think why it's inside the building.
How tall is the building? Like how many?
It's like
stories?
8th floor.
Oh,
so the
okay.
building is 8th floor, and then I was thinking about there's already a tenant. So when I met the woman, the person running the first restaurant, she said that it's just easy to cater with them. You just have to pattern what they like. So I said, okay, we will see, because I'm running Asian food, and there's a lot of tenants. There are different nationality, mostly are Americans and Indians.
It's very diverse.
Very diverse. So I was thinking how to settle with their needs.
Yes.
So I told her, how do you come up with this running this restaurant with these different nationalities? She said, no, I just like ask them what kind of food that they are really after. So when I look at her menu, also it's a different menu. There are even menu or
So like international or fusion.
You're right, international cuisine. But I said to her,
Not Asian.
she doesn't have Asian. She doesn't have any adobo
just
like you
sandwiches.
have.
Just
Adobo.
sandwiches.
She doesn't have adobo. She doesn't have pancit, whatever. It's all like Asian with all Hispanics, and European Mediterranean food. So I think it's a good thing. I was thinking about it's a good deal to get in there, even though I'm not really sure about how to cater this people in this building. But I decided to come. I talked to my wife. Maybe you can pay visit to the place, and we will see if it's really interesting.
Yeah. So he asked me when you first told me about it. He said, "Go come and see the place." Because I always want to see the place.
Did you like the place
first.
right away when you saw it, or
Not much of the place. I'll tell you the story.
because
but
you
the
are
concept.
actually a designer?
Right.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Event planner kasi si
yeah.
MJ.
So my husband, when we were looking for equipments for a restaurant and commercial equipments, and when we're talking of commercial equipments, those big freezers, coolers, warmers, food servers, those cost a lot. And so for us, we started from humble beginnings, and we don't want to spend a lot for equipments. So we were really looking at Facebook Marketplace and to get, secondhand equipments. And to be honest with you, that's how it led to finding that place.
Because they already have those,
because the previous business woman that's doing the deli on our location right now, she is relocating back to Washington, D.C. That's where she came from. And so she's selling her equipment. So when my husband went in there to check the equipment, he didn't fall in love with the equipment. He fell in love with the building.
Right.
So because my husband,
because he's a
he
business
always has a
person.
business. My husband, when you talk to him for 5-10 minutes, it's not like I'm boasting, but really I learned a lot from my husband. All the big ideas and visions, it's all coming from him also, and credit to him, although some are mine, but it's 50-50. But when he said, Mom, we came from
50-50.
Yeah. So Mom, we have
Pasensyahan mo na.
yeah, so we have and we tried to improve and grow and overcome a challenge and a problem. And when we were in our previous location, it is a common truth and a fact that there is less food traffic. And, so the location really matters a lot. So when my husband saw the place, he was like, oh, it is a building, Mommy. And then we're going to be, we have a captured, that's what he said, a captured market and customers, because there's no other cafe, only us. So when I saw the cafe,
Location.
of course, it's not like brand new or like, it has a lot of things to do, but for me, I can always make it beautiful. So then I said, that's not the concern. The issue is the good thing now. I think it's God's plan and doing. It is really grace and favor that we are brought to that place. We are just looking for an equipment, and we are so grateful.
There's always
for the
reason for
yes.
it.
There's where we are, and then we are so grateful. It is a very diverse culture market, and we took the leap of faith, as what
Of
you've mentioned
course.
in the story.
Yes.
It's totally different menu. We are not experts in making sandwiches, avocado
we're
toast,
making
but
sandwich
now
different.
they love our
Yeah.
sandwiches,
So what do
I
you-
have to
avocado
cook in
toast.
the kitchen.
Because you
She
cook, so
helps
what do
me.
you cook?
So
Yeah,
my
I cook.
husband, he is
cook,
very good.
I started cooking now broccoli.
Beef
I don't
with
even do
broccoli.
that one. Now I'm
You didn't even cook that
doing-
one before, right?
Yeah, and I
He
usually
cooks,
cook
but not
only
all the
I
time.
cook,
Filipino
yeah,
food.
Filipino food, and I'm doing avocado toast. I'm doing
Wow,
this
I
tuna
love that.
tuna
I should
sandwich.
taste. So,
I'm doing this
Chicken
lettuce
fettuccine you
sandwich.
did,
Chicken,
right?
yeah.
so if I go to your cafe,
Yeah.
what will you offer me?
No, we'll go.
Yeah.
We'll
A
go.
lot.
A lot?
Yeah,
Baka mabubusog
it depends
ako.
what type of
Something
food.
new.
Really, there's everything in there. There's like we have even the
Because you have to cater to different
to
nationalities.
so
Yeah.
when she asked me, hey, you need to cook this one, so I have to figure out right away. So I have to make it quick because some of them are not just like there to sit down and spend time.
It's just grab
Just
and go at
minutes, they are
lunchtime.
already
Yeah.
done.
I can't wait anymore, Bobby.
So I
So
have to
When do
cook
we
the
go?
sandwich in less than 5 minutes.
you have to share
Yeah,
so
so-
where's the location? Where's
So
this location?
we are now in the second location in 12012.
120.
It's like 12012.
12012.
Yes.
Tama ba?
Which-
Yeah,
12012
Westchester
Lane.
Lane.
Rochester?
Winchester.
Winchester.
Westchester Lane. We're in the suite 110. There's no other deli except us there.
Wow.
Yeah,
Cafe.
just go in
Okay.
there and follow the smell of the coffee.
Yeah,
The
you
smell
will
of the
find us
food.
Right.
It's the first floor, so you can
Right.
see it right
Yeah.
away.
First
diba?
floor.
I've been there. I was
Fine,
there
yeah.
when you opened.
We'll definitely gonna go
Yes.
there and have some coffee
So-
with them.
I want to make a shout out
Yeah,
to
go ahead,
our. I know, like today, I requested our property manager for that whole building, for the whole property, to share our Biz Talk invitation, because I really want to share our story to our tenants so they get to know us and also our story, and so they get to know, where we came from, what really made us start, promote Philippine coffee. And so I want to really make a shout out to all our patrons at Winchester. Very, very supportive, and
Right.
we thank
Well,
you.
thank
We
you.
felt
We're
so
grateful.
much support and love, and also very patient, very professional, very decent, very, very professional, mannered, educated people, but also very supportive. And that's one thing that makes us inspired as a small business. When we feel that we are being supported, it makes
Right.
us go further
Yes.
and beyond and explore and be successful in our in our business.
What is the name of the person?
It's
Is it a manager of the
so
building?
the property manager is Charlene.
Shout out to
And-
Charlene.
Charlene.
Thank you for
Charlene.
supporting.
So she sent it and shared it to all the
tenants.
offices. There's like 80 companies in that building.
Wow.
And now they are knowing what is KAPE TAYO and our Philippine coffee. So I just want to share with all of our fellow Filipinos, we are not just making a business to make money. We are making a business because whatever money we can get out of, even if it's only $4, $5 a cup of coffee, we would like to help and give back any little way we can. We are promoting Philippine coffee. We are promoting our culture. We are promoting our resilience as a Filipino so we are not just a plain, coffee shop. We are a coffee shop with a mission. And I would like to thank all our Filipinos, lahat ng customers namin from day one, all our networks, all our suppliers, lahat ng mga taong nagsusuporta na sa amin, at saka everyone that has really contributed to making KAPE TAYO to where it is right now. Our deepest gratitude to all of you. We do not forget. We don't say it often, although when I post, I always say it often, to thank everyone. But this is really, we will not reach this point without all your support and help. To our fellow Filipino community, it has been a pleasure serving you all, and we wish to see you more. and now in our second location and in future locations, and to our new market, consumer market, then the other nationalities. Super great, and greatly thank you for the support to a Filipino small business. That building is a big build. It's owned by HIFMA National. HIFMA National is one of the biggest brokers, real estate brokers in the United States. So when we applied for that location, we were not even thinking they're going to approve us, because there's a lot of cafes in Houston that are big, that has been established. And who is this Kape Tayo who's gonna feed my how many tenants and companies? And so
you
so
made
that,
the name
so
and
that,
you introduced the Filipino
yeah,
Coffeeshop.
so that alone was like, when they called us to give us to email to the company, the Hifman company, about Kape Tayo and our story and what we can offer. I said that we can offer this, even if we haven't even known how to do that. But there's always a way. And that, as a business owner also, I want to share that, like, in business, totoo talaga sinasabi nila, there's no guts, no glory, but really, it's really the guts. And really, what is really in your heart and your purpose. Business is not just making money, it's a calling. It's a calling. There is a purpose where you are placed in that business, because you have a service or a talent or a gift that you can give to others, to share to others, for them to be happy, or for them to enjoy your product or your events place or whatever. That's how it works.
That's a lot of wisdom that we heard. So marami na kami natutunan. So Bobby,
so what are your business hours? You're open Monday to Saturday.
So Monday to Saturday, in the weekdays from Monday to Friday, because that's most of our tenants, it's office hours, and then 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then on Saturday it's 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And then on Sundays we're closed, because the building is closed on Sundays.
And then of course you have to rest.
And then we have to rest. I told my husband we need to have a day off. So
you should.
So, and family time and church time.
But the good thing about your business and the tip is you're always together there. And you have Kape Tayo Houston at gmail.com. So if you want to message them, or you have any questions to any one of them or to both of them, just send your email to kapetayohouston at gmail.com. So Bobby,
do we still have any comments? Just
do we have questions?
Before we sign off, let's see if we have any more comments.
Yes, we're about to end the show. Even if we wanted to ask more questions, maybe we will have another time to chat with you.
No, next time we'll go to you.
Right, we're gonna visit your place. So Margarita Chong says, good job. And anything else? And Gary Ilagay, keep believing, MJ and Jeffrey.
Thank you.
And then Florencia Ginatito Flores, that's good evening.
Kape Tayo, MJ and Jeff.
Good evening, Kape Tayo, MJ and Jeff, with Eileen and Bobby of Biz Talk. And Roland Castro. Roland, gusto mo sabihin mo na lang. Go ahead, Bobby, read it.
No, I'm sorry, but we're running out of time.
Yeah, it wasn't easy to find your coffee grower in the Philippines. You can ask them later. And of course, that's a good one. Let's just read it quickly. From Bonza Seco, taxi driver principal story of MJ and Jeff. Often men in this context may remain in a relationship for an extended period without making a deeper commitment, such as marriage. However, when they meet someone new who fits what they are looking for at that particular moment, they quickly commit and even marry that new person. Well, thank you so much.
Does it actually require?
Does it actually require a significant amount of money to start a business? Like Kape Tayo, I'll say, of course, the answer is yes. But we are running out of time. So, Bobby?
Yes. So we will see you in 2 weeks. We just want to remind you that there is a celebration of Philippine independence here in Houston.
June 12th.
June 12th at the Julia Addison Library in downtown Houston. So if you want tickets, and I don't think there's a lot left.
Yeah.
But if you want tickets, just send us a message and we'll see if we can find them for you.
That's right. Send a message. You can post it here as a comment or question. You can go to our website, PACCTX Houston. Org.
O-R-G.
Or you
Okay.
can just go to the Facebook page of the chamber.
And that's a wrap.
And
Thank
that's
you
a
for
wrap.
being with
Thank you
us
so
again
much.
today. We will
Thank you
see you
so
in 2 weeks.
much.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
MJ.
Thank
Thank you,
you
Jeff.
so much.
Thank you,
so
Lawin
much.
Media
Good
Network.
night.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody. See ya.